Hello, hello. I'm
Hi.
going to let my co hosts introduce themselves because we are a little late in going live. Um, but yeah, Adrian, take it away.
Hi, I'm Adrian Santiago. I run an online author platform called Books by Adrian. You can see the little logo right here. I wrote a novel. It's called Shadow of the Spark. It's the first book in my Mythic series. And the series is a sci fi fantasy. This first story is a murder mystery set in that world. I've also got a short story out with some sample chapters if you want a little bite sized nugget of the story. And I've got another collection of short stories coming out early next year, which is what I'm writing during NaNoWriMo next month. So today I will be working on my prep work for that.
Is that like outlining and stuff or?
Yeah, I'm in the thought dump slash outlining kind of stage. I have like three different versions of this thing that I could do, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to go with. So today it's mostly going to be a lot of scribbling in a notebook.
Fair.
Hi, everyone. My name is J.K. Lambo, and I'm an author of Sweet Bakery romance stories. So I published my first book, Culinary Confessions, which is a bakery friends to lovers romance on Amazon. You can check that out in the link tree link below. And then I'm working on the companion novel to that, which is the working title Project Sugar and Spice, which should be out sometime next year. So it's nice to meet you, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. I love sweet romance, love a bakery theme. I'm very excited.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kate. I am going to be working on A Closet Full of Cauldrons, which is one of my NaNoWriMo projects. It is also a cozy mystery. It is uh, based in like a slightly witchy fantasy world. And I'm also going to be streaming every weekday during November that project. So yeah.
I'm so excited for like your multiple streams, especially because I'll be able to make them because I won't be streaming the month of
Yay!
November because my authors are taking over this channel.
That's awesome. I love that idea of having them take over the channel though. That's great.
I love even more that it wasn't my idea. They were like, "Do you like? Do you want us to?" And I was like, "Great."
Perfect.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So then this month I was like, okay, so if you guys are going to be doing the channel, I'm just going to reach out to people who like aren't my authors and see if they like actually fill up slots this time. And if you are watching on Adrian's channels and you don't know who I am, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which is a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. We have our first title coming out on November 14th of this year. I finally got the hardcover in the mail yesterday.
Yay!
Oh, that looks so cool.
Foil. We have like a lovely dust jacket. We have a nice, we have maps for end pages.
Wow.
Oh, that looks so good. Love a map.
Yeah, there's an extra bonus theme because this is the hardcover. All Inimitable Books will have extra content for the hardcovers. And then there are pre-order incentives for like every title. So when you get a book from the website above, be sure to like also stay on the publisher website to like register your pre-order, and then you'll get gifts like this
Ooh.
here, or I put all these stickers in a pile so I'd be ready for this yesterday. There we go. Like stickers designed by Ink Study, who is the author of Down the Well, which is coming out in December. These are vinyl stickers, so you can actually remove them and replace them. So, if you have commitment issues, you at the very least get a second try. I haven't tested how many times you can do it. So maybe I'll do that this weekend and just figure that out. For our title coming in February, in time for Valentine's Day, we The Devil's Waltz by Jesse Elliott will have this pin.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that looks so
sweet.
cool.
That's cool.
So yeah, there are fun pre-order incentives with every book that I'm very excited about. So please pre-order our titles and then get yourself a little something extra because you're ordering early. Let's see.
Sarah, can I ask,
Yeah.
how did y'all go about deciding what each of them would be? Like,
The incentives?
yeah, like for Jessie, was it your idea for the pin? Was it her?
It was
idea?
her idea for a pin, and she's like, "Is that even possible? Like for like a small publishing company,
able to
budget,
do
like
it
obviously, like bigger places do it." I was like, I mean, I'll research it. Like if I can find something that won't like absolutely break the bank, then
Right.
we're gonna have to a dream deferred. But it worked out, and it's they're
awesome.
very pretty. And the pin design was actually done by Kelly.
Of course.
Yeah.
So good. Mhm.
But it's based off the cover design done by Keelan. So Sam already had this artwork commissioned, like in the process of her writing the book. So she was like, "Oh, I had this." And I was like, "Great, I'm contacting your artist for commercial rights so that we can like print and distribute these." But yeah, so that happened. Kay Adams, who is the author of the forthcoming Heirs of Bone and Sea, had actually gotten art from the same artist. So there's that. Malin, who's the author of this, coming in January, does her own art. So she's like, "Here are character portraits." I'm like, "Great. Do you want those as your pre-order incentive or something else?" She's like, "Can we do this?" I was like, "Great." Like, done. And then Jessie also wanted to get some character art. So a character art postcard's also going to be pre-order incentive, but like this is the more exciting thing to me for her book. Kelly was like, "I want to do stickers." And I was like, "Great." And she, from the start, knew she was going to design them. I've gone through the first 5 titles. Holly's book, A Diamond Bright and Broken, she wanted character art, and I was like, cool. And then our last fiction title that's planned currently, Chantal Gattery's Until the Last Page. She had a friend who had done art already. So again, I just contacted them and was like, "Commercial rights, I'll pay you, please." And so that's what's happening. Yeah. I try and make it work. There are times where I'm like, I don't know if that's even possible. And then I'm like, I made it work. RC Scott is here. Devin is here. Adrian saying hi to people in the chat.
Trying to keep them busy.
Pulling double, well, actually triple duty because you're saying hi on Facebook and YouTube. Angel is here. Grayson, hi. Grayson designed the beautiful map that I briefly showed on screen. Essie is here. Grayson saying, "I will be working through a story builder." Raycon, don't know how that is pronounced. I do apologize. For my current project, also coffee time. Yes, understandable. I have my caffeine already mixed into my water, so I'll be drinking that once I start the first sprint. Kate saying hi in the chat. Regina is here.
Hey, Regina. Good to see you.
Yeah, Regina's doing better after a hell of a summer. So, like, I'm always happy to see Regina. Was always happy to see Regina before, but now I'm like, I'm really happy.
Extra excited.
Yeah, I'm really happy you're feeling well enough to be here now, is always the feeling I have now.
Same here. Regina, what type of dog do you have, if you want to answer in the chat?
I was going to say she has 3, but I feel like that number is now wrong. And if I just brought up something, Regina, I'm so sorry. I've been a little sleep deprived lately, and I am afraid that the number I associate with your dog is no longer accurate. Okay, hold on. Angel is safe. That's good. I'm not going to talk too much about the state of the world. I'm very against the violation of human rights, and that's all I'm going to say right now. SC says, I'm going to be working on edits for my isekai crime short story that I'm going to be submitting to a literary magazine this weekend. Congrats. Kate, you've submitted to literary magazines or just competitions?
Competitions. Mm-hmm.
I wonder how similar or different that process is. Wow, a lot of comments just came in. So before I go through them, I'm going to set up the Forest Room code. If you have never used the Forest app before, it looks like this. It normally looks like this at the top of the screen. If you tap the things next to the coins, you get this thing where it'll like say timer, but your deep focus is probably turned on. You should turn that off if you're going to be entering the room so that if you get an emergency phone call that you need to answer, you don't kill the tree for everyone. And then you want to turn on plant together, as I just did. Then tap on a darkened section of the screen. You'll get something that looks like this. And all of you are going to be clicking join room. But I will be clicking create room and you'll be entering the code that I will be putting up on screen. You don't touch your phone for the duration of the timer to hopefully be more productive than we would be if we were all playing on our phones. And then at the end of that, you click the arrow in the top left corner to exit that planting room so that you're ready to enter the next code for the next sprint. So that's how that goes. The code is 5 Victor Tango Tango Foxtrot 4 6 Sierra Golf. If you're ever curious about the last two, it's always Sierra Golf. That's not my choice. That's what the app decided to do like a year ago, and I still don't know why. Okay, Forest Room code is up. Let's see. Regina was saying hi to all of us by name, which is very nice. Kate and everyone else was replying. Everyone's saying hi to each other in the chat. Okay. Regina's saying there are the dogs are currently two. Oh my God, I jumped. 2 black and white Shelties, 1 blind miniature pinscher, and 1 elderly Chihuahua. Okay, so there are 4. Okay, cool. Devin, I'm almost done with line editing. Then I'll format and send book 1 off to betas for a second round because developmental edits are expensive and betas are free. That is true. Angel's moving notes of my debut novel to Plotter. Developmental edits are very important, and in my case, worth every penny, says Adrian in chat. Yes, that is also true. I did have an editor for my debut book who was super cheap and also did nothing, and that wasn't good. Like that was like $100 on the drain for nothing. But I was like really young at the time, and that's also what you pay for. And then I spent.
I was just going to say you get what you pay for. Yeah. If the price seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
But I was like 16 and like I thought like,
yeah,
oh, this is an editor who's just starting out, and people had said that he was good, and it turned out that like I don't know. Either they just weren't good at checking his work, or he like did it. I don't know. So it's fine. Kate's resetting her Forest password. It's fine. Thag is here. Hi. Devin has a copy editor book for November 13th. Okay, got it. Regina, thank you. I don't like to speak about other people's situations without their explicit consent, but also like I don't need to be the one telling other people about other people's situations. Like I don't need to be taking on that role unless someone asks me to be like, hey, can you inform other people about this? Because I don't have the emotional bandwidth to do it. Then I'm like, sure. But yeah, I'll never overshare for someone. Joanne saying same also needs to sign into the App Store. So sorry, everyone. But I guess having these lovely faces on my screen brought in people who like aren't used to using the Forest app all the time. So I'm happy to get people back on the train.
Sarah, can you go over again how I join?
Yeah.
I have the app. I'm logged in now.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm going to play a little tutorial video that I had created, and it's going to cover half our faces. But if you like do a little weird dance, people will still see you. So this is permission to do it, but just so you know, you're not going to be like hidden like with the intro video. Tap the flame icon, turn off deep focus, and turn on plant together. Tap on a darkened section of the screen. Join room and enter the code.
Perfect.
Yeah. Kelly was also like, you should just film a tutorial so you don't have to explain it every time. And normally I just throw it up there, but I was like, I'll just. Regina found you adorable, Kate, being like, how do I join?
It's like, help. All right. Success. Perfect.
Kate's in. Oh, I see a Zelda.
Yes.
A sausage.
A sausage. She's actually under my desk right now, too, looking up at me now that I've said her nickname. She's like,
So I'm piecing together. You have a dachshund named Zelda?
she's a corgi named Zelda. I also have a German shepherd named Buffy and a black cat named Vin. So
You named or helped name the cat, but the other two were named by the boyfriend before. I don't know how up to date Adrian is on your vlogs. I'm assuming not based on this. So I don't
very,
want to,
yeah.
I need to like throw that other update in very quickly and then like just.
I'm missing out. I got to get into the scene. I'm missing out.
Are we broadcasting on multiple channels today? Yes, we are on the Inimitable Books YouTube channel, as always. We are also on Twitch. And then through Adrian's platform, we have Facebook and YouTube. And if Kate wanted to, she could hook it up to her YouTube channel.
I realized that after. I was like, I don't know. Can I still do it?
You can still do it. I don't know if you want to. This is not pressuring you to at all.
Okay, I'll try and figure out if it starts from the beginning or if it starts.
I think it starts from the beginning because it's the same file. You do need to upload a thumbnail and a description. Okay. You can do your own description. I think in the group chat I had put the thumbnail. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm also realizing that I think that thumbnail was from before Joanne joined the state.
Oh, I think so, yeah. So there was only me and Kate on there.
Okay, so let me share the proper. Yes. Okay, so let me share the updated thumbnail.
Okay, I finally got into the Forest app.
Yay!
Whoa! I don't know. I guess I should have given you all homework last night and been like, but now you know if you stream with me in the future.
Okay, so how do I do this?
Kate, can you run her through it while I send this thing?
Otherwise, I can. Okay.
Your brain is going to forget.
Can I leave? Okay, I'll leave and I'll rejoin. So you have the Forest app pulled up?
Yes.
So then you click the two buttons at the very top that has like a flame.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off deep focus. So make sure, I don't know if you can see that. Make sure it's turned off. It's gray. And then add the plant together. And when you do plant together, you tap away. And there should be a join room button now added at the bottom.
Wait, I'm a bit slow to using it. Hold on. Can you guys see my phone?
Yeah. So click the like flame icon,
Okay.
and then you should turn off deep focus and turn on plant together.
Turn off. Okay, plant together. Okay.
And then it creates, an extra option for you. You did great, Kate.
I tried.
Thank you.
No, that's all right.
I would join in on all of this, but my phone is my camera, so I can't.
Yeah,
Really.
no, that's totally fair. I wish you could join from so I think there's a Google Chrome extension
Oh.
for Forest, but you can't plant together through it as far as I know.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys can hear that awful sound of a truck backing up, but if you can, I apologize. We will be sprinting soon, so I'll
No, I
be
think you're
muting
good.
when that happens. Also, if you've never watched one of my streams, the timer has typing ASMR built into it. So you can mute us if you don't like that. If it were a 15-minute timer, it actually would have been ripped from Kate's video where she did a typing for 15 minutes in real. But I did. Okay.
Yeah, it says I need to log in again for some reason.
Oh no. Oh, I think I had to do that too. I was like, I reset my password, logged in, and it was like, JK, do it again.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Well, we'll wait for that. And then if that doesn't work, then we are going to start the sprint, and we can just have Joanne and other people who are maybe having trouble join the second, third, and fourth sprints of the stream. Because it's been talking for 20 minutes.
It's okay.
Catching up.
I just feel like with the number of us, it's going to be chatty in between the sprints. So I'm like, yeah. So, what am I doing today? I need to update the outro video, actually, because some books have gone up for pre-order, which means I should talk about the pre-order incentive. And then I need to check that people emailed me things that I need. Okay.
Oh, that's what, Zara. I'm seeing Six the musical today. Later. So
Woo! If you don't know history, I will say that Catherine, not Parr, that's the final one. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, the one from Germany, then oh my god, or no, the one from Germany was the fifth one. It was the fourth or fifth wife named Catherine. Shoot, that's gonna bother me. Anyway, when she starts singing and it like the song starts with "All You Want to Do," very, very high trigger warning for sexual assault.
you
don't lead a happy life.
I was very glad you told me that. I think the last time I mentioned, like months ago, I was like, I just got tickets. And you were like, by the way, and I was so glad you told me because I haven't been listening to it because I like to, if I can, see it before.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And so I was like, okay, going into it, I will know. I am prepared. So I very much appreciate that.
No, not Catherine of Aragon, obviously. I meant the Catherine Howard. There we go. I'm like, it's not Aragon and it's not Parr. There we go. Yeah. Because I knew that, but I'd forgotten about it. So then hearing a very like Britney Spears, Ariana Grande style pop song about it was like,
oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, oops.
Wait, which one of you is seeing Six the Musical?
I am seeing
Kate
it
is seeing
tonight.
it. I have seen it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yes, I'm so excited.
When are you going?
I think it's at like 6:30 or 7, maybe 8:30. I don't know. It's sometime this evening, so I'm gonna make my way down to downtown San Antonio and then and get to watch. I'm very excited.
Oh, have fun. Try to take pictures if you can.
Thank you. I will definitely take pictures outside of it. I'll just be posing places.
Yes. So I'm looking this up so I can tell you what time you're supposed to be there. The show's at 7. The show's at 7:30.
There we go. Yeah, I'm getting down there at like 3 or so, I hope. So
7:30 your time, I should say.
Yes.
Not my time.
Yes.
So I had to Google it because I hadn't heard of it. But so Six the Musical is about the Tudors.
Well, it's about the 6 wives of Henry VIII. So
Gotcha.
like
Gotcha.
technically they're not all Tudors.
Right.
But
Cool.
yeah, so you have
I've never heard of this thing.
so it started in England. It started in England, was super popular. Came over to like Broadway right when basically we all shut down in the world. And then it started up again since
So it's the British Hamilton.
I mean, it's kind of like if everyone was like, okay, Hamilton's great, but like, let's talk about the women who've been sidelined by history. And it's basically by a completely female and non-binary creative team.
That's cool.
And each queen is inspired by if not multiple, female like stars. So Catherine of Aragon is not Aragorn, Aragon, not the Lord of the Rings. My bad. Aragon is
I'd be way more sold on this if Aragorn was in it. I'll say that much.
Is very inspired by Beyonce. Anne Boleyn is very inspired by like Lily Allen and Avril Lavigne. Jane Seymour is like very Adele inspired. And I still forgot to look up whether or not Catherine Howard was the 4th or 5th.
I think 5th.
I think she's 5th as well. Yeah. So then we have Catherine Howard, who's inspired by like Britney Spears and Ariana Grande, which you can tell very clearly by the sounds and the costuming. Okay, no. Okay, Kath. It's typed in wrong. So the 5th, she was the 5th. So I skipped the 4th. The 4th wife was this woman from Germany, Anne of Cleves. And she's inspired by like Megan Thee Stallion and Fudge, Missy Elliott and things like that, because it's like awesome. It's basically a rap number, which is super fun. And then Catherine Parr, the last one, is inspired by like Alicia Keys. And I knew, I was like watching, I was like, oh, I bet they're inspired by whatever. And
It
then
sounds good.
Scenes where they're like, oh yeah, based on the costuming, we like did it based on these, because also musically that's who they're inspired by. I was like, made sense. Got there myself. Divorce does not guarantee survival. I mean, it's mostly about like who died before Henry. So like Catherine of Aragon did not outlive Henry VIII. And that's all I'm going to say. Like the rest is you either know the rest or you
It's
don't.
history.
They go into it a lot more in the musical. So I want to hear what you think.
I will totally let you know after. Yes, I'm pumped.
Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know Bluebeard. The story. I thankfully do not know someone who was like that. That awful. Yeah, that's a really messed up story. If anyone is looking for like, oh, fairy tales are sounds like a cheerful musical. It is. It's like a pop concert. It's very cheerful, but if you listen to the lyrics, sometimes you're a little bit like, oh, this is dark. Okay, let's start the sprint. So take down this sprint 1 of, just lost the ticker. There we go. Sprint 1 of 4, share the timer. And in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity, everyone. I just realized the fourth half was for 15 minutes, so you'll get your phone to mess around with for the last 10 minutes. Please don't, for your own sake. But yeah.
Oh, you're muted, Sarah.
You're muted, Zara.
Thank you. Just really quickly. So that typing was actually from the timer. It's ASMR. It's not Kate being unmuted. If she wanted to be the ASMR for us live, I could mute the timer and then she'd do it. But I'm not. I'm not asking Kate to do that.
The effect is perfect.
So I know I said that I'm working on these like short stories that I'm gonna be writing in November, but they're also like tangentially tied to certain things happening in the next novel. So I'm sort of working on everything all at the same time, and I ended up like doing some thought dumping on a particular character, and in this next novel, in book 2, a major character is gonna die because that happens, and
Sucks to be them.
I knew it was going to happen in this next book, but I didn't know where, and I think I just figured out where. So it feels kind of big.
Yeah, that's a huge revelation. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm here like writing. I'm like, oh, this is where he.
Do we get to ask how they died?
No, too many spoilers.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm
I had
hoping
to
your
try
readers
people.
won't be too disappointed.
I'll tell you how they die because of the consequences of their own actions.
I mean, the way it should be.
Yeah, I mean, anything less than I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah, this person is they're gonna goof.
Ooh, that's even
Aw.
more painful.
Is it like stupidity or it's like, no, you
No, just the wrong decision, man. Like,
Uh,
Aw.
should have zigged when he zagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's still early days. It could change.
How'd you do, Joanne?
Let me count the word total. Hold on.
Adrian, you got some questions in the chat, but I don't think you're going to be answering those.
Yeah.
I got. Oh, sorry, Adrian.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'll answer in the chat.
Yeah, I got 186 words done, so I'm trying to describe the kitchen that Lydia and Xavier bake in for a baking competition. So I'm looking up dream kitchens, and this one looks really pretty. I'll
oh,
put the link in the chat.
ooh.
If you like bakery romances, Kate, as I need to read yours, Joanne. A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee.
Ooh.
Like, hold on, let me pull it up. The covers are really cute. Sorry, my phone is like, yeah, you recently reread Book Lovers by Emily Henry and Jen DeLuca's Well Met series. I was like, yeah, I know, but that's not the rom-com series I'm looking for. For once. Okay, hold on. Booked on a Feeling, that's the most recent book in the series.
Ooh, good time.
Yeah, but come on. She's done like other series as well. Okay, the second book was The Dating Dare.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It does.
I like all the titles, but why isn't the cover for A Sweet Mess actually showing up on my phone? That's the one that I wanted to show off because it's the first in the series. And the cover won't load. Anyway, they're all like those types of animated covers. But J.C. Lee is Jayci, and then Lee is Lee.
Ooh, okay, I got it.
You said it's called A Sweet Mess?
A Sweet Mess.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, A Sweet Mess, The Dating Dare, and then Booked on a Feeling. I can't remember.
Oh, that looks so cute.
Yeah.
Andrea, what was the title of your first book again?
First book is called Culinary Confessions.
Thank you.
Kate's just building her TBR.
I am. It's the best worst problem. I always come away from a live stream with like 8 different tabs open and like 3 research points and 2 books to buy.
Yeah.
That
Well,
reminds me, I still need to finish the book on my TBR and then move on to the next
if
one.
that's how it goes with you, then you might
know
as
what?
well.
I know. I was
It
like,
also sounded great. So
You can get this one for free on my newsletter.
yeah, I love it. Well, so Adrian, you said the first one is a murder mystery set within the sci-fi world. Is that right?
Yeah. So the series as a whole is a sci-fi series. The world is a sci-fi fantasy world, but every book has its own kind of plot within that world. And this first one is a murder mystery.
I love
But
that.
it does go different, places.
Are you a Brandon Sanderson fan?
I need to read Brandon Sanderson. I've never read a single Brandon Sanderson book, but I know that he's right up my alley. And I'm more afraid to start than anything because I know once I do, I'm not going to do anything else but read his books forever.
Tons of stuff. Yeah, same. Well, that's what it reminded me. One of his series, the Mistborn series, the first one is like a kind of heist book set within the fantasy world.
Everybody tells me to read those.
All of it was like the heist. So I'm excited for a murder mystery set in a sci-fi world. That sounds exactly up my alley. So.
I hope you like it. It is an adult title. It does, come with some content warnings here and there, but you're an adult.
Yes. Yeah.
Adrian, you're not alone. Yet to read Brando Sando.
I mean, as huge as he is, I'm always surprised when somebody tells me they haven't read him, including me. I'm surprised I have not read him.
I also haven't read him yet, but it's mostly like I know that once I get in, I'm going to be committing.
Exactly.
Hard. Yeah. Don't currently have that bandwidth right now. Okay.
Hey, Zara, quick question. Is there a way you can add a wrench to our usernames?
I normally do that with people who've streamed with me many, many times. Like, I don't do it right off the bat, just so, like, it's nothing against the people. It's more just so, like,
no, I know. No
because
problem.
it's like a publisher, like YouTube page. It's not just like my personal one where I'd be like, sure, whatever. Like, yeah. If you need me to post a link to something, you can put it in our private chat and then I'll put it.
Okay, I'll post the link to the kitchen that I found because it looks really pretty not to show.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Eva said, if a book doesn't make me cry, it can't be 5 stars. I mean,
you guys
I
are
don't
so
have that
lucky
rule, but I also cry very easily at books. So, like in real life, it takes a lot for me to cry, but I will cry very quickly in fiction. And my mom be like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I am allowed to feel my emotions, but it's not me.
I've tried really hard to go for the tears in the epilogue to my novel. I was deliberately trying to make people cry. So every time somebody tells me it's a really sad chapter, or they really enjoyed it or whatever, that feels pretty good because the whole like intending to accomplish something with a scene, putting your effort into making it that thing, and then nobody gets that out of it. Oh, there's nothing worse. It's like, really? You didn't get any of that?
Kate, what did you do during that sprint aside from like during this chat where you've obviously been adding to your TBR?
Adding to the TBR, yes. Opening all of the tabs. I am rereading currently. I want to start the new draft over again on November 1st. So I'm rereading now and going through the notes because I need to make it fall themed. This was the conclusion I had. It's a cozy mystery. It's witchy. It needs to be in the fall instead of the spring. And so I'm just making notes of where I need to make it more fall and also just like little plot notes along the way. Most of the stuff is going to stay the same, or all of the big points are staying the same. But I was like, oh, now that I get to reread it, I get to see where I can beef it up a bit. So I did that, and then I uploaded some videos to edit through. So, working on multiple little things. Also, this kitchen is gorgeous. You are right, Joanne.
I know. I'm trying to see what I should describe because I can't pinpoint just one thing.
Yeah. There's so
What do
many.
you guys think?
What are they doing in the scene? Exactly.
So they're baking for a baking competition. So each one bakes a specific desserts.
Ooh.
Is this the first time they're seeing the kitchen? Because if that's the case, you should like mention more, even if it's not all what they're going to be using. Whereas if this is like their second day of shooting, like they would then just focus more on what they actually needed. Does
Yeah,
that
it
make
could be
sense?
like the feel of like setting stuff to like what's the height of the island and like how the drawers pull and like
Or it's like, wow, I've never seen appliances so shiny, like that are
Yeah.
genuinely probably genuinely platinum versus, whatever rinky dink thing that the
I haven't
character has been
bought.
able to afford up until now, or like things like that.
yes.
Yeah, this is Xavier's second time of baking in this kitchen. However, it's Lydia's first time, so she's astounded by all of how everything looks.
Right. So if it's her point of view, she should be really going over stuff. Eva, I, as you know, because you're at like all my streams, also have aphantasia. So to me, I can't see anything that will be described in a book, but I will still read the words and use it to orient myself as if I were physically there. So if someone's like, oh, a beautiful stained glass window with this, I'm like, okay, well, I can't actually picture what you said, but like, I know what a stained glass window is. So I know that like, okay, it's not just open air. So like if someone like ends up throwing someone against it in a fight scene, like I expect that there will be colored shards, unless it's like magicked to like indestructible or something, So, to me, it means less about like, oh, this is made of this type of marble. I'm like, but if the character's like, oh my God, it's real marble, it's not quartz, then I'd be like, okay, that tells me something about the character.
I haven't watched enough cooking shows to contribute, but it sounds cozy.
This is true, though. This is true. As a friend who likes to do both.
Oh,
That's how I look
Adrian,
at it.
that's a really good quote. Do you mind if I use that?
Yeah, sure. I just made it up.
As someone who loves baking, I agree. All I do is follow instructions and it turns out perfectly.
It's all about measurements and temperatures and, like
I like cooking more because
I like cooking more.
the meals that I like, I can now do by heart, but
I say that
I also really like baking. This is not to say I don't love like a good baked sweet, because I really do.
I like eating baked goods. I'm not crazy about doing the baking, but I love cooking, and I've been getting more and more experimental, on the stove. So I got to add baking in there eventually. But
Eva
Yeah, I
says
love
I like to
baking
eat
more
it.
than cooking.
Yeah.
Me too, Eva.
Yeah, I think I just have like a long list of like comfort foods. And as someone who like has lived with chronic pain a lot of my life, whenever my mom like would cook me something, it was so now I've learned all those recipes. My friend made a cardamom cake, and that's the only baked good that I had where I was like, nope, I don't. It's like the taste was too strong.
No carda. Yeah. That is a
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. And then Kelly just told me, she was like, oh, I just discovered cardamom. I'm like, great. I'm going to have to go through this again. I'll be like, I'm happy for you, not for me.
I fell in love with cooking after watching that movie Chef. I don't know if any of you have
I
seen
love
I
that
haven't watched
movie.
that. I need to
It
add
got-
that to my
it. It got
list
me
of
hooked on
shows to
cooking, and
watch.
then he turned it into an
Into
actual
a
cooking
on
show
Netflix.
on
Yeah,
Netflix.
It's so good.
Yeah,
let me look
so
it up.
it's very good, and it's made me fall in love with cooking.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
that
John
it's called Chef?
Favreau- John Chef. It's just called Chef.
Yeah,
Is the movie, and then I think the show is called like
Chef Show.
Chef show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he got his friend, so Jon Favreau, as we know,
Yeah.
actor, director, did Iron Man, but also did Chef. He like contacted his friend who's a chef to like help him. I think his friend inspired the movie.
Well, he was the chef that trained him for the movie. Like he was
Yes.
on set with him every day. He was
Yeah.
cooking with him every day. And Jon Favreau, in making the movie Chef, falls in love with cooking. And
Yes.
this was the guy
Yeah.
who was teaching him how to do it. So once the movie was over, he was like, well, now I love this thing, but the guy is going to go back to running his restaurant and not be
So
my
now they
buddy
have a
anymore.
show.
So I'm gonna turn this into a show and bring him back, and like now they cook together.
Also,
like, all
that
the time.
show is what told me that Cafe Du Monde like sells their beignet.
Oh yeah, to make at home.
Like I was like, excuse me, I'm so glad I
because they know even if
when I was younger, because otherwise I would have been eating beignets left and right.
Well, they know that even if you like nail the recipe, it's still not going to be.
It's still not going to be as good, but I still
Yeah.
would have been
Yeah.
gorging myself on
They
Cafe
know.
Du Monde adjacent.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing with like Chick-fil-A sauces are available at the supermarket now. Like you can
Yeah,
just
I don't mess
grab a
with
tub of
Chick-fil-A
it.
because they are.
No, but it's the same idea that like you
No, yeah.
bring it home and like oh, bring it home with you. So yeah, it just makes
Yeah,
me
I've
want
been
to
to
go.
Cafe Du Monde. Their beignets are so good.
I went when I was on a Habitat for Humanity trip when I was in high school, and we were like a big group, so we're all sitting at different tables. We've basically taken over the place. Everyone else is getting served, and then me and my table, we like took forever to even get asked, but we weren't. We're like, we all came in at the same time. What happened? So we finally get it, and then our teachers who were like heading the trip were like, okay, we're going. We're like, we're not leaving until we get our beignet. Like we've been here as long as you, and we haven't eaten. So we got them to go. They were good. I don't think they were worth like an hour and a half wait just because no one asked us for our order.
Oh my god.
So I don't know what happened. It was like some glitch in the matrix that happened. People were talking about musicals, and as someone who loves musical theater and grew up around it, I am quickly going to go through them. The Blind Sister says, love musicals. Last one I saw was Hadestown. I love Hadestown. What's also very nice about Hadestown is that the way that it's staged is that if you are not someone with visual disabilities, you can sit all the way in the back in like the high mezzanine, which is normally like a super cheap seat and therefore normally really bad. Because the way the show is staged, it doesn't matter. If anything, that's like a good seat in some circumstances. So it doesn't matter what type of seat you can get, except I would not do first row. Like you want to be able to see the stage. You don't want to be like craning your neck up.
Ooh.
Speaking of musicals, have you seen The Waitress?
Yes, but I just want to go through the rest of the comments first, and then we can talk about what musicals I have or haven't seen. Very briefly, because that would take forever otherwise. Okay, The Blind Sister says, was a bit expensive due to needing close seats. Not sure why when other types of disabilities like mobility limitations and hearing impaired get discounts, it should be offered to all. Yeah, that's... Well, okay, so with close seating, those are considered house seats often. But if they're all the way up front and they're specifically set aside for people with like visual impairments, they should also do it as a discount. But if they're just giving you closer seats because you asked for it, then that's why there isn't a discount and why it's in fact more expensive. Adrian says, would have liked to catch Hamilton with the original cast. I mean, there is the thing on Disney Plus. But yes, always wanted to see The Lion King. I have seen both. They are both amazing. Seeing Lion King in person is so worth it for the opening number.
I almost watched it, but I was by myself. I was walking around New York City by myself, and I just like happened across upon the theater, and there it was, and there was a ticket counter, and I checked the prices, and it wasn't that bad on this particular day. So I was like,
if you're like concerned about prices, you should just go to TKTS.
Okay.
Which like, and people will call it that. Like no one calls it like, oh, it's tickets. We're like, no, it's the TKTS. This is what it is. And it gets you cheap seats. And then there's also, I think,
this was years ago though. I don't know if that was around back then, but this was a long time ago. But in any case, I didn't end up going in. I was like, oh, I'm by myself. Like I don't want to watch it by myself. but
Oh, you should have gone. But
I know.
anyway,
I regret
Today
it.
Tix is also another one. Today TIX. Those are two websites that are great for cheap tickets. Adrian's saying, in addition to the clack background noise for the timer, I've also got some fantasy film score playing, and it's currently on a track from The Fountain. It somehow works with the keystrokes, so that's glad that wasn't like too
No,
overwhelming.
it actually like really worked.
Adrian said would like to catch Jesus Christ Superstar live someday. My mom loves that show. I haven't seen it live, but like I've seen recordings of it.
They also did the movie version once where they like filmed on location out there.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
And then Devin said going to Broadway is on my bucket list. My husband isn't fond of musicals. Our youngest loves them. Again, TKTS and Today Tix. Really, really awesome for getting shows. Nick said wanting to come in between clients and say hi. Happy writing, everyone. Hello, Nick. Yeah. Okay. Now we're caught up. People are in the forest room. Some people are in the forest room. Is up on screen. Don't forget to leave. The old one, and then we will get started soon. And during that sprint, I updated the outro video that will play at the end of this stream and all future streams.
Yay.
And someone had emailed me what I needed to do, so that's good.
All right. I'm deciding that I'm not loving the placement of this bookshelf. It should be here, right?
What would you put on the other side of you?
I'm gonna get some post. I'm gonna get a poster framed of my
Book
my cover.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, I've got the poster. I need to get it framed.
Yeah. See,
I
for
was-
me, my bookshelf is just right.
Yeah,
I need to like.
no, it's
Because
plenty.
it like fits perfectly on the wall.
Yeah.
Whereas Kate's is her wall.
It literally, yeah, the whole wall.
Yeah, yours is fairly impressive, I must say.
Decades of collecting books. I will say you said you were filming with your phone, Adrian, but like that quality is so good. I want to get a new webcam because I just use the one that's in my Mac, but it's like, not as good. So
Yeah, I have a decent webcam, but this is just so much better.
Phone's so good,
It's
yeah.
really better. Yeah.
I got one off Amazon that I use when I'm at my mom's place because my desk at my mom's place is built into the wall and it like has this overhang. So like even though there's a light up from up top in my room there, it like the way the bookshelf is built, I'm always like in shadow and things like that. So the one that I got, you plug in and it like has the light around the camera. So it does that. And I mean, it's a pretty good camera, but when I'm here, I just use the FaceTime one. I'm not bothered, but I can look up what. I know that the last time I looked up the camera that I got, it wasn't that version is now no longer being sold. Like an updated version is. But it was by the company Nexigo, Nexigo.
Mexico webcam. Okay.
And they have like a ton of different ones now at this point, but apparently not the one that I bought anymore.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Also, wouldn't the boyfriend know? Because he works in tech.
You would think so. I'm sure I was going to run him past him, but he doesn't do that kind of tech. He does software, not hardware sort of thing.
Got it.
No, but
Yeah. Okay. I'm just like, hey, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, I was trying to get he's helping me since Twitch streaming, they don't have this Twitch Studio beta, which is what I was using. So now I have to use Streamlabs. And I was trying to set it up and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I watched many a YouTube video before I was like, can you just do this for me? And so he helped me figure it out.
Oh, wait, I thought you used Streamlabs before you switched to...
I used OBS ages ago.
Okay.
I will say a little bit too hard for my purposes, for my skill set, but
I used to use Streamlabs, and then I found out that they like pirated some code. So I will say I stopped using them.
Okay.
So
Interesting. Okay.
that's why like I now only stream with like StreamYard through, even though there's less customization on the Twitch end.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I just use
They
the
might have
OBS
fixed
for the like to send the camera to StreamYard, but otherwise everything is done in
In
StreamYard.
StreamYard. They do make it easier. It was just one of those where it's like having to figure out how to share my screen, because I share my screen where I'm typing while I'm on Twitch.
Which is the bravest thing ever. I'm like,
Well,
no one can look at my screen.
I did change something because Twitch, it was like a little bit fuzzy, so it was okay. But then when I'm doing Streamlabs, it is very clear. So that's
I know.
I
That's
like,
also why I was like, I could never.
I changed it. I was like, let me just blur this slightly, because I was like, I found myself sort of paralyzed in a way that I hadn't been in a while. I was trying to write on stream, and I was like, oh, I don't like that.
We have one show on my channel that we do very, very rarely. We've done like two sessions of it so far. Once it was just the first one is just me and Martin Lejeune, and in the second one we added Mike DeFrench. But the idea is that we get prompts from the chat and we write a short story together. But we break up the short story into however many pieces we need to, and that each of us like gets assigned a piece, and so we have to outline the whole thing, we have to write the whole thing all on stream, and we share our screens and we show everybody what we're typing as we're typing it, only because I know so many different times, especially when I was first starting out, where I would watch a video on AuthorTube about how to write a thing. And it's usually a person talking to the camera saying, you have to do this and you have to do that. But how? Like I was always left, I'm like, yeah, but how though? Like, can you show me how? But nobody ever actually shares their screen and shows themselves like typing it out and showing how to do it. So that's why but that's the only instance in which I would share my screen while I was writing. It's like that's what the show is, but I'm not doing that while I write my books.
I love that idea. I'll have to check out the show. Yeah, demystifying the process along the way and what it looks like, I think, is so important, because it is, especially that like special time between brain dumping and then you start actually drafting. It looks so messy and weird, but people haven't really shown a lot of that, so it's helpful to know other people go through those stages too.
I don't like to share my screen because there are such long periods of time where I don't type anything because I'm thinking it before I put anything down.
But
and
that's worth showing too.
People looking and being like, nothing's happening. It's like there is. I just
now on the show. Now on the show we have like sprint timers and stuff, so like it keeps us moving, right? Especially when we're like editing each other's work, like during a future a later episode. But those pauses are, I think, important, because so many people think that when they hit that moment where they have to stop and think, that they're wasting time, that they're not writing, that they're not being a writer, and you don't know how many times I have opened up a laptop to a blank document and stared at it for about an hour and a half and then closed the laptop and walked away. And that was a writing session because I was thinking the entire time, you know, like it's important for people to know that stuff's normal, man. It's part of the process sometimes.
Yeah. My favorite part on Twitch is when I will have been writing for like 5 minutes straight and then I pause for a second, look at it, and then just scroll and delete all of it. And I'm like,
today during the first sprint, the first thing I did was completely cross out an entire page where I was like, nope,
like,
garbage.
Try again.
All wrong.
Okay, let's start the sprint. There we go. I don't know why they're recommending. I have before I get canceled. I've never watched a single Gilmore Girl episode or the revival
Oh,
or
man.
whatever. I just know that.
Tis the season, Sarah.
Yeah, for everyone else, I have a book being published from the company every month starting next month. This is not the time that I can be like, I'm a binge a show. Okay, let's start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Force that practice for 25 minutes.
Okay. Adrian.
Yes. I got some writing done. That was good. That was very, very good. I got to get going. I've got a day job that I need to go do. I don't want to, but I have to. Thank you, Zara, very much for having me. It was great. I'm so sorry that I missed the last one, but every time that I'm on here, I have a great time and I always feel welcome. So thank you very, very much. For any of you guys who are new to me, Books by Adrian, you can find me on YouTube, booksbyadrian.com. For the book, Mythic Shadow of the Spark, Death and Rebirth of Bella Erdman can be gotten for free through my newsletter, booksbyadrian.com. I hope you guys check out the book. It's a adult murder mystery set in a sci-fi fantasy world, and I hope you guys come by the channel and check out what I do over there. I tend to talk to a lot of awesome authors like the ones on screen right here, and I would love to see you come by, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you again, Zara, and till next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Adrian. So we're still going to be streaming on Adrian's channels and stuff because it doesn't go away when he does, which is something that I always feel a little bit weird about when a guest has to leave early and they've hooked it up to this. But yeah, I hope you will watch it on replay if you don't know who I am, because this is still good, just productivity. And also we normally tend to have good conversations. Both of my guests haven't come back yet. But here's a reminder to hydrate, stretch, take your meds, and back up your work. Joanne, how did you do?
I just finished eating lunch.
That's good. That's good.
So
That's
what
important.
I did. Kate, what about you?
Kate is currently away. So I'm wondering if she's like dealing with pet stuff. Why can I not set a password for this website? Jesus heck.
Hello. Sorry.
Hey, you both have just been playing turns and turning off your cameras. How'd you do?
I did okay. I got through another chapter, got all of the footage uploaded and everything, and then I was just chatting with my friend / her family's vet clinic about Buffy. So,
Got it.
Oh, how's the puppy doing?
huh?
How's the puppy doing?
Buffy's doing good. She has like these like little lumps that are starting to form occasionally, but like she's an older dog. She's 7, so she's not that old. But you know, sometimes dogs just have lumps. So we're trying to figure out if it's like bad lumps or do I need to bring her in? And she's actually coming over for 6 the musical, and so I think she'll look at it and send her mom the actual vet stuff. So it's like, okay, this works.
Oh, I'm hoping the puppy gets better.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping it's nothing to worry about. She's acting fine. Like she's not biting at it or scratching them or anything, so I think it's okay. But yeah, we just want to make sure it's cancerous or anything, you know.
Obviously, you don't want that.
No. How did y'all do?
I was telling Zara that I just ate lunch and I had to use my laptop to record a webinar. So I'm using my phone for the writing sprints.
I love it. Well, again, the phone quality is so good.
Thank
Like,
you.
I'm like, that's great.
I was trying to handle something regarding my treatments for migraines, and I had to create a new account on a portal and it just won't do it. It's like, you need to do a password like this. And I'm like, I have.
Oh. I feel you on this because I have doctor's appointments scheduled and I was trying to like enter into the portal so I could double check I'd have everything that I need. And it's like, it just keeps logging me out as I log in and taking me back to the beginning. And I'm like, I cannot access the port. Anyways, I'm very sorry that's happening too.
It keeps saying password must be at least 8 characters. It is 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase,
Done.
1 number, and 1 special character. Oh, it's specifically. No, it says at least. So what's the problem? I'm going to have to call them. This is so frustrating.
Make it make sense. Like, all I want is to get better.
I know.
Help me.
Dumb. Okay. Hello.
That's what I'm thinking also. Yes, they're like just under the skin. They're not discolored. Like, I don't think they're anything to worry about. My previous dog, Duke, had a couple of those as he got older too. And so I'm like, well, maybe. I'm sure it's fine. I just want to be for sure.
Yeah. Riley has a bunch of bumps on her. And like they'll get red and stuff and they look like, how do I phrase this without being disgusting? I don't know. Anyway, like there are things that like I always want to be checked out, and my mom was like pretty sure that the vet gets annoyed because they're like, they're fine, and it's like, but they can't be comfortable, and like they get bigger. So like what?
Right, they're growing, so it feels.
Yeah,
like
it's not like they're just. So anyway.
Yeah.
People were talking on like Adrian's channels about this. About like writing book blurbs being the worst, and like paying someone else to do it, and how Adrian uses the snowflake method to like get the book blurb and elevator pitch like better. My writing method is write the book blurb first and then the elevator pitch, so that like I make sure that I'm delivering on the promise that I'm going to eventually be making readers. So this is a link to my outlining method if anyone is interested. And I have to put it up on screen because I'm not on Adrian's channel to like leave the comment.
When I learned that, I think I might have heard it from you, Zara, and like a couple other people. And it was like, this is genius. As someone who's getting more into outlining, this is now my preferred method, is to do it in like reverse order in quotes. The hard part is I'm still working on some stories where I didn't do that, like Project Death, which I've been working on for like 4 years now or something. I didn't have this method, so now I'm still trying to like refit it into something that could work, and it's just a pain. But the new method, the one you're talking about, like that is so much easier, I think.
Thank you. I mean, mine's pretty open-ended. For people who are like, oh, I'm really intense in my outlines. I was like, great, you can be as intense as you want. Or if someone's like, I've never outlined before, I'm like, great, this is just like a beginner.
Yeah, no, that's so smart.
Yeah. I think a lot of people write the book first and then think about how to market it after, but I've always been an eye on the end product type of person.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're not taught that this is an option in a lot of ways, because they're like, make sure you write the book first, which is very important. You don't want to get like lost in everything else first. You do need the book. But once you've figured out how to like write a book, I think reevaluating the method you use is actually a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, also writing the description early, it kind of like is a North Star, because for a while I like didn't feel like I was actually outlining, because I was like, is writing like what needs to happen, but not in order, and like very few goalposts. Like, does that count as outlining? The answer is yes, but like I didn't think that at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, like I'm just going along with like where I know I need to go, just like this instinctual thing, and hope I don't like run into, problems later on when it comes to editing, because I didn't like figure out all the logistics of getting there. And now I outline a little bit more detailed, where it's like, here are the events that need to happen in this sequence. I no longer fully lie to myself and be like, this is the number of chapters it's going to be, because that almost never happens when I'm actually writing the book. But it's fine. And then the book description is like, okay, you need to like make sure that you're writing this, and if not, you need to make sure you edit it in, or like edit out the extraneous stuff that is like making this less of a thing.
Yes. No. So smart. And I see 15-page PDF. So like a doable amount.
Yeah, also that's like the way that I just formatted it. Like I probably could have done it like in 12-point font with zero fancy formatting, and it would have been like,
it's very much like, you know how we eat with our eyes first? We also take in information with our eyes first. Like I want something, it doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be something that I want to open. So I think it's smart.
thank you. What did I do that sprint? I did stuff. Aside from just fighting with that, I think I also did like some little admin stuff for the publishing company. Oh, I printed out a mailing label. That's what I did. I was like, I did something. Let me share the force room for the third and second to last sprint on this stream. But we don't have to do it immediately. It'll just be up there. The code is 56 Sierra Whiskey Romeo Charlie Kilo Sierra Golf. We are using the Forest app for productivity. We're using the Plan Together feature. Turn off deep focus. And these codes will not work after the live, but the sprints will still be here.
This is such a pretty one too.
Yeah.
Rainbow flower. I love it.
Yeah. For the first sprint, I actually planted my tree instead of switching over to like Adrian's and doing the guest ones first, but it's fine. We're hitting all of them.
I was going to ask you guys, what method do you like using for plotting your book?
Oh, I was like, you know what? I don't know if it's an exact method. So now I do.
What do you do?
What do I do? Let me break it down. So now that I work on, I make sure I get the title. I get like a little log line, like a elevator pitch that I can briefly tell people the story. Then I work on a query or like what would be the blurb, and then a synopsis, and I build my outline based off of the synopsis. So I'm just kind of like incrementally making it bigger and bigger.
You're doing your version of the like snowflake method.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. Yeah, I'm doing my version of it.
I don't know if the snowflake method like has the title early on. It definitely has like do a log line and then make a one paragraph and then a book and then multiple paragraphs and then make it like you keep expanding basically.
Yeah.
Like you start here and then you keep branching out like a snowflake. I do something similar. I skip the synopsis. I go right from book description to like kind of a chapter by chapter. Mostly it's just like this is a list of events that are going to happen. And I think after these many things happen, we, for the sake of the reader, at least need a chapter break. And yes. As I'm writing, I might be like, we need more chapter breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good method. It's so funny because when I first heard about the snowflake method, it was too much. It was way too much for me. So I think it would actually be fun to go back and revisit it now that I'm willing to do that level of outlining before I write.
I made a video forever ago about like a bunch of different outlining methods where I had like taken notes on all of them and I just like did a crash course.
Ooh, okay. I'll go check that out. Did you do like the 3 arc, 9, whatever, 27 chapter one?
I think I did. Let me find
what is that? 3 act 9 block. That's what
3 act 9 block, 27 chapter.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was 3 years ago. Dang.
Again, a lot with like COVID too. The timing of everything is such a blur to me. Like 3 years ago, that does not feel right. But at the same time, I guess technically it was 3 years.
Okay, I covered Save the Cat, The Plot Dot, which is by Derek Murphy. I did 3 Act 9 Block 27 Chapter, Freytag's Pyramid. Sorry, that's an ad playing in front of that video. The Hero's Journey, Romancing the Beat, which you like, Kate. So
I do love
excited we got into it.
Yes, love it.
And then the Snowflake Method.
Okay. Dang, that is covering a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
What do you do, Joanne?
I make an outline regarding my characters, and then I do the story. Because for me, the characters determine the story that I'll end up writing.
Yes, absolutely.
I tend to keep that in my head. Like, I've never thought to write down enough about that because it's like they've been with me for so long by the time I normally start writing anything. Because I'll get an idea with, here's the inciting incident happening to this character with like all the character details built in, except maybe eye color. And that's the thing that always gives you the hardest time in continuity because as someone with aphantasia, I'm like, they have eyes, which means they have a color. But what did I give them? Who knows?
It's so funny. I don't keep up with that either. And I'm trying to think because I don't have aphantasia, but whenever I like read something, or maybe when I imagine people, I don't know that I imagine them with all the characteristics. I imagine them as like a personality blob and they do things. And so it's like I see their aura when I'm reading. I'm
That,
like,
I mean, to me, that's aphantasia.
oh, okay.
If you can picture like a physical setting, then you don't technically have aphantasia.
Yeah, I was like, physical settings I'm actually better at. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard to like completely build a person off of descriptions, which is why like I think like witness sketch artists
Oh my God.
are like
Incredible.
insane.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. How? I like this. There's so many like aspects, like cheekbones, and like, do they have dimples, and like, what's the slope of their nose, and like, how
and
full are
it's
their
like, oh,
brows?
like
Like,
this, and they're constantly having to readjust. So like I get that, but it's
Yeah.
still like if someone had to like describe someone and they're like describe their cheekbones, I'd be like, well, okay, are they like as sharp as like Benedict Cumberbatch, or like are they like, or like Idina Menzel, or is it like less?
right. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be able to be like, oh, like they're super sharp and move on, because that can mean a lot of things. And whenever like websites are like, oh, what's your face shape? I'm like, I don't know, because it's like oval, but then square, and then like heart. It's like I'm somewhere between all of them.
Yeah.
It's great. Sorry, my trash can is metal. I was too lazy to place it in quietly.
No worries.
Yeah, so my plots are always crazy, but I do think that my stories tend to actually be character driven despite what I'm putting them through. It's very much like my plot is built to challenge my characters because of who they are / who I know they're going to become. Yeah. A discovery writer have one paragraph ish of what happens in the book. I know beginning and end and what my
The torture.
Yeah. Were you checking on your pets to make sure they weren't disturbed by the like sound of?
Oh, well, I looked back. I thought I heard Vin make a sound, and she did. She just hopped off there.
Yeah, I saw her move.
What are you doing?
Oh, was that a cat just now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what kind of cat is she?
She's a little black cat. I would try and show you. I don't know if you guys can see actually. Sorry, my room's kind of crazy. She's kind of stalking
Yeah, I see.
Aw,
away.
so
She
cute.
like hunting.
Yes. I bet Zelda's like around the corner and Vin will sometimes just pounce on her. It's very funny.
Aw.
But like they're playing.
Oh, they're playing. Yeah.
How did you do that introduction? Because the only stories I have of like, or not good ones, were like a dog tried to get friendly with the cat too much and then got for
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll see if I find some baby pictures. We kept her in our bedroom for like a week and a half, and we like slowly let the girls in for like, a minute, 5 minutes until it like was enough time that they were good together. And the love and affection and the like messing around came with more time too, now that Vin's like full grown. But yeah, they're all friends. That's why I want another cat, but I don't want to mess with the harmony of the group. And so I'm like, just have to wait. It's fine.
Yeah.
Also an earthquake, Regina.
I know.
Whew.
Yeah, hope you're okay, Regina, and that you're staying safe.
Yeah. She just so casually drops that in chat. Excuse me. I thought it was a sonic boom you're like also super casual about the fact that it could have been a
sonic boom. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's fine. It was probably a sonic boom. If I felt a shockwave, I'd be like, I don't know what it is, but that was like, I'm immediately Googling what that is. Not like, oh, it's probably blank. I just know when I hear really loud things, I'm like, is it a truck backfiring or is it a gunshot? I'm still not going to go out and check myself.
No, I know. And that's what I always, same. Those sounds. I'm like, which.
And people I know are like, oh, one has an echo and the other doesn't. I'm like, I have better hearing than all of you and will hear an echo longer than all of you. And I know this for a fact. So you saying that does not comfort
not help me. Yeah.
Like I still like they all have echoes to me. If you tell me like the amount of echoes that it should no longer be existing or something, I'm like, yeah. Anywho, let's start our next sprint. Have this. Put this up. And in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone.
Thanks,
Hello. We have done it. Oh, I see now in the private chat that we're going to keep going. Well, this is now my stream. Hello, everyone. Let me know how you did. I managed to finish reading a chapter again, and I finished filming the outro to a video. Joanne, how'd you do?
I didn't get any writing done. I'm just watching the webinar that I'm recording.
What webinar are you working on?
Oh, so I'm watching a webinar about legacy. So I'm watching it, and then after I'm recording it, I'm gonna take some notes on it.
All right, I love that. Oh, hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hey, Sarah.
I just realized I think I forgot. Did I have this up during the sprint? I think I did. I don't know. Whatever. I realized that a file that I uploaded forgot some like a zip file that I uploaded was missing something, so I had to redo that.
Oh.
And I was just like,
That's such a
did
pain.
everything, and then I'm like, did I remember everything? So I finally did, but I was like, why do I keep forgetting to put stuff in this folder? It's for Simon & Schuster to convert things into like ebook files for me, because while I thought I could do it all myself, I needed to verify it with this thing called EPUB check. And I've tried downloading it so many freaking times on my computer, and it's like, it doesn't run. Okay, if that doesn't work, then download this other thing that'll make it run. And I've done that like 4 times removed, and it just still wasn't working. And honestly, Kate, I might ask you to like get the boyfriend to like do it on your computer and then be like, how do I get it to run on a Mac?
I could see, honestly, that's what I mean. That's so frustrating that it just doesn't work. That makes no sense.
And like because of that, I now have to like pay a fee to get each like book converted by them, which like, okay, fine, but I'd rather not have to pay for it if I have every other skill to do it myself. I have the skills to build the ebook in InDesign and to edit whatever like may or may not be broken in Calibre. Like I know how to code a web page, but also an ebook, and I just can't verify that it's up to their standards because the stupid thing won't download.
That's so weird.
There used to be a free like website that did it for you, and then they just stopped updating it, so it's no longer like at the most up to date. So even if that website's like, yeah, you're good to go, I'm like, might not be though.
Yeah.
So pain in the butt.
Boo.
Kate, were you vlogging?
I was. Yes, I did vlog. I'm actually uploading the end of the vlog now. I even said I was on your stream. Like mid-sprint, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. Apparently hold on. Apparently it was a 5.5.
Oh, wow.
That's big.
Rather than a 3.7. So I don't know.
That's pretty intense though.
Yeah. Also, I use Scrivener. I am slowly but surely, but very slowly, building a like guide for people who don't know how to use Scrivener to cover everything. But then it takes so long because there's a lot and I don't know like what people want to know. Because I feel like if I just did everything, it would be insane and people would feel just as intimidated as they do now. And that's why they haven't already gone searching for the answers.
It's my problem.
Yeah.
Could you do like a live webinar-esque thing where you're like you could share it and you could work through every single like just the questions people ask? Or like have you had people submit questions to you like what they want to know how to do but don't know how to do? If you got duplicates.
That would be so smart, would be to like maybe I would like sell tickets for people to like do it to like be live questioning and then put up the recording for like a little fee or something. I think that's going to be so much faster. Kate, I should have asked you about this forever ago.
I'm here to help.
Okay, lots and lots of comments. Oh, talking about doggies and sad things.
Yeah.
Kelly came in.
Hey, Kelly, how are you?
Didn't understand the swaying was an earthquake until my phone alert was like, take cover, dummy.
That would be so scary.
I had to learn like what to do in an earthquake thanks to an old Try Guys video.
No way. That's so funny.
Manhattan. Like, that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about more man-made things about here's how you barricade a classroom.
Yeah. Although y'all do get like really strange like a hurricane every so often.
Yeah, but that's like just stay inside. And like if you can't
yeah.
stay inside, like best of luck to you. Like get inside soon.
That's fair enough.
There's not training for that. It's cool. Sounds like a pain in the big butt. Someone had just forgotten to tell me one of the things I had to upload. And then while reading the instructions to do it, it was like, upload everything that's in the file. And I was like, duh. And I forgot that the map is a file that's in the file. And I was like, and I remembered the author photo, but forgot the map and forgot the publisher logo. Cause I'm just like so used to just like.
Well, and you do think, yeah. I watched yesterday, I watched a documentary about, I don't know how much y'all are familiar with the Wagatha Christie thing, where it was two famous wives of famous football players, and one of them was selling stories about the other, and this girl trapped her and like revealed.
No.
It is like all of
you should message that to like Vixen of Fiction for like author tubers react or something.
Oh my god, it was all of my interests converging into one. But the big thing was that she did it over months where she would just post like fake stories to see if they would get sold off to the press. And she said the first couple times she kept trying to hide all of her followers except for this one girl. And so it would show it where it's like a scene by 2 and she's like, no, and then a scene by, and she's like, she kept missing like one random person, and that's what that reminded me of, Zara, where you're like, you have everything, but then like one thing pops up and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, I mean, it's not like that bad, and definitely not whatever scandal that is, but it's just frustrating because it's also like I've done this before. Like I did it for the Legionnaire. I know what it should be. So yesterday when I was giving the instructions, I was like, that's weird. I'm pretty sure I had to like upload 2 zip files and 2 PDFs for this whole thing, but like that's not in the email. So I guess not. And then they replied to me and were like, oh yeah, we need this thing too. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense because everything I knew I needed to include wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then when I was actually looking to include it, I like kept forgetting something. I was like, this is sleep deprivation after like 4 nights. Like I'm finally getting better, but it's still not.
Yeah.
I need like a week to recover.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully you're able to. Do you like to nap?
I do, but I was doing that too much and it wasn't help. The thing is that like I had 2 months without my ADHD medicine because of the shortage in our country.
Yes.
And then I'm back on it now, but it's like a higher dose than what I started with the first time I ever did it. So my body is like trying to readapt
get used to everything. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I forgot about the adjustment period.
Yeah.
Adrian was here and then he had to do his day job. So he left, but we're still connected to his Facebook and YouTube.
I do like the idea of the invisible host, though.
Yeah.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah. Imagine if he was secretly like in studio, just but like not on screen. No.
That's what, growing up in Vegas, we did learn like earthquake safety and stuff. And there were earthquakes while I was there, but they were always like really small. Like I slept through several of them. Like they were not that big of a deal, at least where I was. But we still had to learn about them. Like make sure you get under a desk, or like if it happens at school. Yeah.
Yeah. And like don't be near things that are hanging on the walls and things that aren't like bolted. So I would not be near that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I know it now because I did watch the Try Guys video and I was like, I should probably know this, but it wasn't something that was actively taught to me in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Let's see. I did everything for that one. Logo, map, author photo, all the fonts. Somehow not all the. What is happening?
Oh no.
This one I didn't upload because I'm positive I keep missing things, which I am. But it's just like at this point, what? Why? Oh no, did I? No. Okay. I was like, what is okay. No. We're good.
Oh, good. Zara, I do have to jump off in 2 minutes. So
Okay, yeah. Kate, do your outro.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. If you
I'm
want
sorry you're missing your tree.
it's okay. I'm gonna watch it back later and I'll do the sprint with it. Halloween tree, I'm here. Thank you guys so much for letting me join. Thank you, Sarah, for hosting. It was so lovely to meet you, Joanne. And I'm very excited for your book.
Thank
You can find me on Kate Kavanaugh Writes YouTube and Kate Kavanaugh Writes on Twitch. I will be vlogging every weekday of NaNoWriMo, and I will be streaming every weekday of NaNoWriMo. I don't know if you can hear my dogs in the background. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we got one more sprint to go. Although honestly, part of me is like, what if I just nap? But no, I just need to upload this file. Yeah, we still got viewers. Let's just like finish out this sprint, and then we can. Joanne, you're not muted, so we can hear whatever. Okay. And now you're muted and trying to talk.
Sorry, I'm trying to type in between YouTube and StreamYard, so it's a bit difficult with my phone.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Let's start this final sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone.
Thanks, Zara. I'll probably join when the webinar appointment is over.
We're doing a sprint now, Joanne. So if you need to like talk to me, please like type it.
Sure.
that was the end of our final sprint. And I just realized I forgot to have this up the whole time. But basically, it's asking people to donate to the Ko-fi page. If you haven't already, any amount is helpful, although obviously we would prefer that you pre-order the Inimitable Books titles. We have 6 of them ready for pre-order. That's not true. We have 8 titles ready for pre-order. As of like 2 days ago. My bad. I gotta get used to saying that. All our acquired titles are ready for pre-order. So get cracking and remember to register your pre-order so you get the associated gifts. But Joanne, how'd you do? And then if you also want to remind people who you are, because we'll be signing off right after this.
So I edited what the paragraph I had originally written this morning. So it's just about like copy editing it and making sure it looks good. What about you, Zara? What did you do?
I was waiting for you to do your outro, but
Oh, sorry.
no worries.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my name is J.K. Lambo. I'm the author of Culinary Confessions, which is a bakery friends to lovers romance, and I'm an author of Sweet Bakery Romance. And then I'm going to be publishing my next book next year. You can find me under j.k.lambo on Instagram and also on Ko-fi. And it was very nice to spend with you guys.
Thank you. What am I looking for? Okay. If you are watching on Adrian's Facebook or YouTube channel, he was here at the start of the stream, but had to leave about an hour ago. Nope, that feels wrong. Maybe like an hour and a half ago. Time means nothing to me right now. But he was here, as was Kay Kavanaugh. This replay will be up on both YouTube channels for Inimitable Books and Books by Adrian. My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which is dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. We have 8 titles up for pre-order at the link above our heads. Please register your pre-order so you get the associated gifts. And if you have a little extra money to spare, please consider donating to the Ko-fi page. We also sell some things there, including my personal self-published books for signed copies if you live in the US or Canada. And I think also like Puerto Rico and US minor outlying islands. But yeah, otherwise there are nameplates if you live internationally and it's just too expensive for me to send a physical book to you. And there are other things on the Ko-fi page as well. So be sure to check that out. I believe that is everything. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all on Sunday. Bye.
Bye, everyone.